So young people or students. We did used to avoid the word student, but that's one they've reclaimed.
Yeah.
So that one, yeah.
Yeah, maybe just because it gets too hard to probably explain to people, and if they're chatting to somebody at a barbecue or something, you know, I'm a young person. I'm not a student. Yeah, it's I don't know. Sometimes I think we get so caught up in our own lifespan, however long that is. I mean, none of us know, but you know, that people can lose, I guess, a focus of what can be achieved over generations, and that's just so special, really, really amazing. So from that perspective, you know, a large part, I should say, you know, a large part of Changemakers and why I'm doing this show is because I am someone who's passionate about making an impact in the world, and I am, doing that, or set to do that within my own social enterprise, Flicks for Good, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I also, hope that people who have some sort of ideas or thoughts about how they want to make an impact, or they want to do something, could perhaps tune in and learn and get knowledge to figure out, okay, if I'm going to do this thing, how am I going to do it? And one of the key things in any business organization, for profit, not for profit, whatever, is the money, right? So how do you actually get money to do things? So is that the model, or is it also part of what you do, Alex, with partnerships with businesses? I know that I saw there was a donation of a TV. You know, how does the school finance itself and operate?
So the TV was a very generous donation. Luckily we're not reliant on donations. We are partially government funded, but also the Chapley families do support us as well. So sort of, very much not-for-profit model, and a mix of
state and national funding. We're probably the worst people to ask on the finances of it, but like, I know we are a registered special assistance school, and I believe only one or two of them in South Australia. So we do get, the normal education funding, and we're set up as a not-for-profit and independent school. That's where my knowledge on how the exact funding works. We do have some really generous benefactors, from the networks, from across the board. We have a student dream fund, and we've had some, people give really generously to that. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but shout out to you all who've supported the student dream fund as well.
So it looks as though a big part of the process is, I guess, kind of empowering the do you call them students? I want to make sure I use the right terminology here.
Students.
So a big part of it is empowering. Oh, sorry, I think I talked over the top of you there. What were you saying, Nia?
So young people or students. We did used to avoid the word student, but that's one they've reclaimed. So that one,
maybe just because it gets too hard to probably explain to people, and if they're chatting to somebody at a barbecue or something, I'm a young person. I'm not a student.
It's like, I feel like something someone says about you that you never say about yourself.
So it looks like a big part of the program is to, I guess, see what comes alive within them and see what talents they have and aptitude there is, and what, I guess, they need to kind of cover to still meet the space and vet requirements if they're going to do a Cert 3 through the process, is to allow them to kind of do entrepreneurial sorts of initiatives. For example, saw, and I was just going to bring it up here on Instagram, I saw that I saw that you had like a florist or that sort of thing. Like, is that still running? I thought that was kind of cool.
So we're very lucky in that we're on Hindley Street, which is one of the main streets in the Adelaide CBD. Yeah. And we're privileged to have this sort of pop-up shop space in the front of our school, which,
cool.
As comes with it being pop-up, it's been a number of things over the years, anything from a social enterprise, gifts and goodies store, to a florist, to art gallery, exhibition style. It's a really different kind of space. But yes, we did have the flower bar as a work venture that our students were employed and paid to work in for some time. But yeah, it's an ever-changing kind of, the limit is our young people's imagination for that space.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. There weren't too many people who'd be able to say they've been paid by the school. Now, talk to me about the trips. It looks like there's a fair bit of bonding and fun and stuff like that, and adventure that's taking place here. What's the story when it comes to some of these activities?
So we're very, very privileged to have a man on our team by the name of Ben Truen. He is what we call our experiential learning manager, and he runs all of these really amazing programs throughout the year for our teams of students. It's anything from the activities you can see there, where they're go-karting or quad biking or mountain biking, to longer sort of camps and team trips, to I think the largest one we've done was Cambodia.
Wow.
Which was, really incredible. I'm not doing Ben justice. He does a colossal amount of work in that field, and it really provides a platform for some transformational experiences for our young people. Being able to engage in that kind of travel as a community, I just can't describe the value in that for them.
Yeah, and this space that we see over here with the Youth Inc writing on there, is that actually, I guess, the street frontage of the school, or is that the pop-up space you're talking about?
It's like a shop of possibilities at the front of the school,
Yeah.
Like a chance to try things, fail things, learn from things, do something new, start again.
Test it with the general public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got to be open to trying things and failing. If we're telling our students it's okay to fail, we as staff and also as an organization need to embrace that everything we try won't necessarily work. So yeah, it's like a shop of possibilities.
Yeah, love that. This was a beautiful photo as well, actually. I saw this one, so I popped that on the cover art, or you'll see that on the thumbnail when we share this later. But it was in the Flinders Ranges by the look of it. It's a bit of a journey, multi-day adventure, some hiking. Yeah, I just love it. I did a lot of outdoors sort of things like this when I was in school myself. That was through Venturers, actually, which is kind of the next thing up from Scouts. I never did Scouts, funnily enough, but Venturers was great. You kind of do it in your teenage years, and you just go and do a lot of these sorts of things, like go, rock climbing or hiking, mountain biking, abseiling, that sort of thing. So it's awesome. I think it's something I try to incorporate as a parent now as much as I can with the kids, is to get them to learn things through experience, because again, it makes it tangible, right? It's like sometimes things in school for me, they're just so abstract and it's so far out there. I think that I'm not alone in that. A lot of people just kind of disengage from it, and they're just like, I just don't see the relevance, and if you kind of lose them, they don't see a concept behind it, then they're kind of gone. Now, do you have much to do with other schools or other learning institutes around the world who are doing a similar sort of thing?
I wouldn't say we have currently. I know our director, Fred, did go on this incredible trip, I think around Europe, to explore what other people were doing in the realm of studio schooling. And I know that globally it is happening more and more. People are finding this is what works, and it really is what's working for young people. But at this point in time, we don't currently have, I'd say, sort of a strong relationship with a lot of these schools yet. Would love to. We're big on sharing the learning. I know there's another school in South Australia opening up similar model to ours, and we've played a part in sharing the learning as they've come to be. I would hate to think that we'd ever not want to share it because we're afraid of being copied. I think it's something that needs to be shared with the world, and that it is the next kind of thing that the education system should be exploring.